Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second part of episode 10 of our Draenora series. We last left off with a rather interesting encounter between this shadowy gentleman that has been in contact with Kalos through many different means, though that is not where we are going to pick up. Instead, we're going to pick up back with everyone else. Emery, you begin to feel this sort of heavy feeling in the center of your chest. For a moment, a sense of dread begins to fill you as if you're being watched. But you don't know where the eyes are. You just know.
Since Tagatura also had one of these beads put inside of him, does he watched or
Actually,
ignored?
no. You do not get this same sensation.
Yay.
So, gentlemen, what is the next course of action?
Let's continue on into the next room.
I agree.
Let's definitely try not to fight anything else.
So,
Just keep an eye out.
the carpet leads up to a set of large double doors. Starark, make a history check.
That would be a 14.
You remember walking in these very halls, what feels like oh so long ago, with a rather timid cleric at your side, and you know that this next room ahead of you is the library. And for a sudden moment, you feel like you're forgetting something really, really important, but you don't know what it is. Continue.
Perhaps, before we go ahead, it would be best if I try to scout ahead.
If you have some means to do so, go right ahead.
Well, I can try to hide. I'd say that I'm fairly good at it, but we'll have to see. I'm gonna try to stealth.
Alright, so say it out loud.
Natural one.
We can see you.
So you begin to pull open the library doors, and you try and move through the crack as stealthily as possible, but for some reason somebody left a pot, a very shatterable pot, on the other side of the door, and you immediately trip over it, and it's just a as it shatters everywhere. And you at first expect to hear some movement or somebody saying something, but it is completely silent, save for a sort of a little bit further away. And you immediately look at your surroundings. It is very dark, firstly.
Actually, sorry, no. I'm gonna keep looking down. I'm gonna get on all fours, and I'm just gonna start going backwards.
Alright. I will still say that the room is very dark.
There is definitely something in there.
Yeah, a siren as your tail comes up and it like flashes red at the tip. Funny jokes, whatever. You begin to backtrack outwards, and for some reason, there's a pot behind you now, and you knock that one over. And you try to slowly close the door once again, and Starark, who helped you open the door in the first place, slams it shut like, What's up?
There is definitely something in there. I heard someone or something breathing. Sorry, breathing.
breathing.
Ooh, Carlos is having some fun there.
Can I change that flavor text?
No.
Can I instead swing the door open?
We'll just say that it's closed for now. Because it is two large doors that extend upwards about 20 or so feet.
I got this. I'm strong.
So discuss your plan of action.
You said there was something in there?
Definitely, yes.
And it has babies?
Fuck off, Nick.
What did it look like?
I don't know. I just heard a sound and I slowly backed off. Listen, you all seem like very nice people, Carlos included, but I'd rather not die. Not here, anyway. Not now.
Then be more careful than what you just demonstrated there?
Whatever's inside that room could be dangerous. At the very bad at placing pottery.
That's your right. But I can't just abandon a friend. I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Oh,
No, go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm gonna try and push open the door again.
Easily enough. For some reason, there are no shards of pottery as you pull the door open and you see a very dark room ahead of you. Though you can see inside of it, Starark.
Did everyone in the room hear whatever was there, or whatever out of that creature in the other room?
No, it was just Luvash.
Okay.
And it was soft at best. So you open up the chamber. Whoever does not have dark vision, it is pitch black. But Starark, you can see in this darkness.
That's weird.
And you feel something on your chest slightly humming with this vibration in a sort of pulsing manner. Just
I'm gonna check the bell.
it is
Being
glowing
careful not to
softly
ring it.
with this bluish glow as you kind of pull your armor forward slightly and you look down at where you've been concealing it.
I'm gonna put my hand on my chest and just say, "Thank you." And I'm gonna look back at the party and say, "Well, don't just stand there. We've got a job to do."
Let's go.
So everybody
Onward.
makes their way into the library?
Reluctantly.
I'm going in.
Who can't see?
Yeah, who doesn't have dark vision? I don't think anybody.
Does Cornelius?
Yes, Cornelius does have dark vision.
Tagatura?
I got that high elf dark vision.
Okay, perfect. We all have dark vision, apparently.
I'm thinking of the Asimar like shooting off light beams out of his eyes like flashlights.
I would if I had magic!
So everybody begins to make their way into this library. And as you're making your way past the bookshelves, you see these transparent, translucent, smoky sort of creatures with red, beady eyes making their way between the shelves. Seemingly undisturbed by your presence, wandering, making these sort of haunting, gasping sounds. As they pass by.
If they
Dude,
seem...
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, do these things look like what the former prisoners were experimented on, like what they were turning into? I assume I would recognize that.
They don't have the same physicality, but you've definitely seen these creatures drawn out from the subjects.
Okay, got it.
So you know where they came from.
And then I'll warn the others. Those who eat the beads, they usually turn into something like those things. I'm hoping that's not where I'm headed.
If we can do something about it, we won't let it happen.
Thank you. That's most appreciated.
So they
And
don't
you,
seem very disturbed.
Tagatura, you hear a voice. I told you not to eat food from strangers. Kind of.
Grandmother, please. This is not the
So you hear Tagatura speaking outward, but to nobody.
I'm gonna think no mind of it, because I talked to my blade. I talked to Athog for a while.
I'm gonna look down and close my eyes and just be depressed.
All right, so you continue to make your way through the library, and suddenly you see, instead of the marble floor beneath you, a trail of black roses, kind of going off to the left.
Fancy.
Can we reveal the room?
Yes, but the audience wouldn't quite see it, since we're still in magical brain land.
The audience doesn't have dark vision?
No.
Bunch of humans.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, really, all of them are humans.
Sucks to be you guys.
You all thinking what I'm thinking? And that's the trail?
Follow it.
It is a trail.
So
I'm
if I
just gonna
follow the
shrug.
roses. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
So each of
Yeah,
you
if I
begin to
the
follow
roses, what do
the.
I see?
You follow the trail of roses, and you're seeing these sort of shadowy creatures making their way between the bookshelves, sort of slowly, not really reacting to your presence, and they lead to a door.
Do I see a notably large book that I could potentially use as a weapon if things get hairy?
Yes, you do. You pick up an encyclopedia.
Nice. And I could learn a little bit in between battles.
Okay.
Can I just peek into it and find out what the word of the day is?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
It's a mimic.
I get +2, so that's going to be 15.
The word of the day is bludgeoning, just like the damage you'll deal when you smack people with this.
Nice. I like it.
Knowledge is power.
And so is
Power.
Feels the best.
Oh, that's a quote.
put it on a shirt.
No, that's
No.
a pre-canon quote.
Yes, that is.
Is it? You'll have to remind me.
Yes.
Now, if this is a book, wouldn't it deal wisdom damage somehow? Wait, what?
What?
I don't know.
What is-
I've combined two things. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
So
made a reference that I wasn't even here for. I feel special.
you follow the trail until you come to a door.
Let's head on through.
What's the marching order?
Oh, psychic damage, that's it.
I'll
I'm
lead.
standing in the back.
Okay.
I'll stand in the middle.
As always, guarded by everyone.
Taking the front.
All
I
right.
guess I'll be second then.
Oh, we got. Is it 1 square wide? Because I'll go second if that's the case.
All right. So that means Derek is third? Question mark.
Help. I wanted to lead off.
I'm third.
Yeah. If I thought it was a wider space. So if we're going like
It's single file
if we're going
to
single
get through
file,
the door. So
I'm
Sterek's
in the middle.
in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Cornelius, and then middle, and then back.
which puts Tagatura
In
fourth.
front of Luvash, yes.
I thought I was leading, but all right, I'll be.
Yeah, it's a little wishy-washy.
Time is weird, okay?
That's totally fair. Totally fair.
Mhm.
It's
All
not the
right.
weirdest thing that happened in that castle today.
So as you make your way through, you see four-legged creatures walking between trees that have no leaves. Large, sprawling, dead branches. And what appears to be a deer of a midnight purplish color. But as it turns its body to the side, you see that along the spine it has been ripped in essentially half as these long ichorous black tentacles make their way slowly and sort of disturbingly oscillating through the air.
Are these trees indoor, or have we walked into like
You
a
have-
courtyard?
You have walked outwards and onto a stone cobbleway through the door in this marching order that you may now see.
Yay!
Huh.
So where's the creepy deer? Or
The creatures are just slowly wandering around.
Oh,
Delightful.
nope.
that's closer than I'd like.
I'm in danger.
There's one right next to Sterark, just slowly making its way forward. And as you gaze closer at this disturbing creature, you see that it is not the face of a dog like you were expecting this four-legged creature to be, but is instead the stitched face of some sort of human man.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that thing and just look back at the party and just do not let these things intimidate us. We've seen a lot worse.
As you speak, this creature kind of turns its head towards you, and you gaze more closely at this creature, and you can see that along its split open back, jagged rows of teeth, sharpened to points, running all the way along the spine in a sort of mouth-like fashion, with these tentacles erupting from inside of this sort of dark void.
Quick question. How large is Tagatora? Like, how tall, how muscular?
He's actually pretty meek looking. He's only about 5 foot tall. If it wasn't for the ghost armor, buffing him up, he wouldn't be particularly intimidating.
Okay, never mind then.
I think you were gonna cower behind him, weren't you?
I was gonna climb on him.
You still can.
Feel free,
Maybe not
buddy.
the best idea. Maybe at some other point. Not right now.
You were totally gonna Scooby-Doo into Shaggy's arms.
I was.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep moving forward after I say those lines. I'm just gonna stoically march forward. Not marching, though.
So you begin to make your way forward. As you make your way past this cobbleway, you see that these creatures aren't really too bothered by your existence, and you come to a sort of T intersection that is just met with a wall of dead trees.
Which way do you think we should go?
What's on either side of the T? Are there? Do we see anything in either direction?
So to the left, you see a path that kind of extends for quite some time, and then ends up going back to the right, and then to the right, you see a path that kind of extends forward into more trees that almost form a tunnel as the branches interlock over the walkway into a distance that you can't quite see too well. As you've walked out into the open air, it seems to have grown much darker, and as you take the time to sort of catch your breath, you begin to see your breath as the air around you is quite cold.
I think at this point, talking to him, and seemingly to himself, but actually to the amulet, and just say, "Yes, grandmother. I know it's very cold. Can I make a? Can I get a ghost sweater just to keep me warm?"
You kind of turn as you're holding the amulet, and you turn your head over, and you see a spectral image of your grandmother sort of in a rocking chair with two spectral needles knitting a sweater already ahead of you.
Grandmother, this is most embarrassing. Please, I don't need a sweater.
It says Tagatura's terrific on it.
Aww.
Does it have little hearts?
Yes, all over the place. And she's just knitting it.
That is a high quality sweater.
None of you can see it.
That's so sweet.
Only-
Tagatora is too embarrassed. He's just gonna put down his head and just shake his head and be like, thank you, grandmother.
And then suddenly you can see it, as in place of the spectral armor that you saw before in combat is now a spectral sweater that says Tagatura's terrific on it.
I presume it's not just like a terrible big fluffy turtleneck. It just looks awful.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like a really ugly Christmas sweater type deal.
Oh, absolutely.
So you continue to make your way forward towards this intersection. Which way do you choose to go?
Well, which way was the side with the tree tunnel?
To the right.
I'm gonna point that way. And I'm gonna say, as much as I don't want to say it, that looks like the correct path.
I think you'd be right.
Everybody takes 48 damage psychic.
I was gonna say, did you legitimately just make a directional joke?
You're welcome.
Like that's stooping to a new low.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
So everybody begins to make their way towards the right. As one by one you begin to disappear into the tunnel. Luvash, you kind of gaze over your shoulder and to kind of just check out the other path for a second, because you're always alert. You're always looking around for any sense of danger. And you see what looks like Sterark walking forward, but behind you.
Wait. What the? What? You're in. I'm gonna tap on Tagatura's shoulder and get him to turn around. Do you see that?
I'll waddle my way back or in a circle to see the other way because I can't move. Do I also see Starark?
Yes, you do.
Does Starark?
Say again?
Does
Oh no.
Ooh, I think we're losing you.
no. Damn it.
but we heard that just fine. that's just the way it works out. Okay,
I was gonna say,
one more
Sorry.
time.
Yeah, hopefully that was momentary. Just gonna want to ask if Starark can see us as well.
Stark doesn't seem to react.
I'll wave at him.
Do I see anything?
Nope, you're walking down a tunnel.
Okay.
I'll just turn to Luvash and like shrug and be like, yes, I do see it, but I don't think he sees us.
So you guys have stopped moving at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Big mistake.
So the other three continue moving forward, and you see, as Starrick's walking forward, you see Cornelius behind him, and behind Cornelius, Emery, and then behind Emery, Tagatura, and behind Tagatura, Luvash, and they're walking towards you two.
The version of me that I see is walking and not standing still.
Yep.
Oh, that's bad. I think it's time to catch up.
Perhaps, yes. It would be the better idea.
All right, I'll run back to the group and be like, guys, there's some ones following us.
As you hear a voice slightly behind you, Starark, off in the distance, you see what looks like Tagatura and Luvash standing for a moment, and you catch a glimpse of them before they both start moving quickly further down the tunnel.
Do you all happen to see that? I'm gonna like stop and kind of move to the side so they can get a better look.
Yes, Cornelius and Emery, you can see the other two.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
I'm gonna look behind us. Are the other two missing?
Yep, they're not there.
They're not with us right now. What are you guys doing over there?
You hear a voice quite a distance behind you, Tagatura and Luvash, calling out.
Does it say exactly what he just said?
Yep.
I don't like this one bit.
Do we still see the rest of the group ahead of us?
No.
Crap. I guess let's respond to them. Hopefully, it's actually them. What did he call it again?
What are you guys doing over there, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for you. Didn't you go the other way? What?
So are you guys still moving, or have you stopped again?
I'll stop and I guess wait for them to catch up to us.
Okay.
What is going on?
So you see them running for a moment and then stopping. And then you hear a voice way ahead of you say what he said, because I can't remember it word for word.
Yeah, we're looking for you and blah blah blah.
Yes.
But we can see you. You're just ahead of us.
You hear a voice from behind.
Can I attempt to move over to them?
As you walk backward towards the group that was moving towards you, they seem to get further and further away.
Crap. Can I make some kind of arcana if I recognize what's magic?
Go ahead.
That's +2.
All right.
So 13.
You don't know exactly what kind of magical effect that this would be, but it does seem to be magical in nature. You can tell that it is some sort of illusion magic that has been altered in some way.
I kind of want to use start tearing out pages of the encyclopedia and using them like breadcrumbs or something.
All right. So
I think I'll do that actually. I'll keep trying to move towards them and leaving behind the pages of the book, and then I'll look behind me. I guess to continue to not get closer or to get further away. And if I look behind me, what's going on with the pages behind me? Are they also getting further, or?
Livosh, what are you doing while he's doing this?
Well, first of all, I'm completely freaked out. But also, I was about to suggest that we know the direction that we said we were going to go towards the tunnel. Perhaps we should just head that way and ignore everyone else.
Are you telling that to me?
Yeah.
All right, I can try doing that. I guess I have now started going left to get to the whatever the other group is, or what seems to me to be the rest of the group. So I'll turn around and go right, which is the direction that I was dropping pages in.
Okay, so as you were leaving these breadcrumbs, you saw the pages there as you were walking back. There doesn't seem to be any difference in their placement. And both of you continue down the path, and the other group, you begin to see them walking further away from you. So you continue in this method until eventually the pair has walked out of sight, and the group of 3 has seemingly walked out of sight of the group of 2, and then suddenly everybody bumps into each other, like back to back.
So it is Scooby-Doo now.
Yes.
Where'd you get? What?
Hmm.
I pretty much jumped back
Going
and
on.
draw my sword before I realized what's going on.
Yeah, I'll jump into the crane kick pose, ready to do some karate with my book.
Your hand on rapier ready. Bringing it out.
I'm not even taking out my bow, I'm just taking out my claws.
What is going on?
Perhaps we should have expected something like this. I mean, we've seen what those creatures can do.
It's just you guys. Oh.
So we bumped into them and physically felt them this time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it seems like it might actually be them.
Yes. So the group of 5 that you had saw before got further and further away the more you were walking, until suddenly your back hit the back of Emery, and everybody was essentially back to back with each other, all twisted and turned around in strange ways.
So we go, let's make sure we stick together this time.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. We don't want any more mishaps.
Let's all hold hands.
So we're running basically in the middle of the path. Like, where are the creatures in relation to us?
There are no creatures anymore. The thick trees have replaced any sort of space between at this point, as the branches interlock above you, creating this sort of thick vine-like canopy above you as the tunnel has been formed by these trees. And we are going to put a pause on that as we change our scene back over to Kalos. Kalos, you are sitting on a floating disc at the right side of this gentleman. And as he stares forward out into this void of darkness, there's silence between the both of you before he turns down to you and he conjures out of these swirling shadows this sort of black rose, similar to the trail that you were following to get to where you are. And he extends it out towards you. Tell me, Kalos, do you accept my gift?
Well, I suppose I do. I've gotten this far, so, and I guess I'll reach out for the rose, I guess.
So, as you begin to reach outward towards the rose, spreading out from the thorns, you begin to see the greenish stem beginning to grow darker and darker. And opening up from the center of the flower is a smaller sort of blossom of this purplish light kind of emitting from the center of the rose. Do you take it into your hands?
Okay.
Well, I asked you a question.
Oh, I guess I just didn't hear the whole thing. Can you repeat?
Do you take the rose into your hands?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So as you grasp onto this flower, everything around you begins to sort of get fuzzier and fuzzier. Your vision sort of decreasing and becoming less and less sharp. You begin to see the light that's been pouring out of this rose begin to spread out like a fine mist around you, and as you hold it, you feel the thorns sort of pierce into your skin, yet you do not pull away. And you begin to feel that same sensation sort of rushing through your body, that skin crawling, cold feeling, yet this time it isn't quite as cold and quite as invasive. It feels comforting, almost, as if you were being caressed by a loved one. And for a moment, you begin to see this film starting to pour over your eyes from either side, left and right, until it completely consumes your vision and it's completely dark for a moment. And then you regain focus. And suddenly, as you open your eyes once again, you look down at your hand and there is no rose. But you feel this sort of cold feeling on your neck, and you go to touch it, and you feel this outline of a black rose on your collarbone. And you're sort of laying next to the pool of water. You hear this sort of these whispers beginning to get louder and louder. As you look around, you look at the grass around you, and what was at first the sort of greenish, lush life begins to sort of wilt and die as you regain consciousness in this sort of outline of where you were laying on the ground. You're alone, but you don't feel quite so alone.
All right. So where exactly am I? Am I like back, like you said,
You're
by the side?
you're at the side of the pool within this sort of box of trees.
What's the pool looking like?
Undisturbed, clear. Well,
Oh,
not so clear. The same cloudy, glowing water.
ah. Well, I am going to feel my neck and kind of under my breath say, "Well, I'm glad we could come to an agreement." And I'm gonna get up and I'll walk out, I guess. I'll walk out of the box.
You get up, and as soon as you like turn to go back to where you entered from, you are face to face with Lenara. Hi.
Hello?
She's sort of eyeing you, and her eyes have been replaced by the same darkish tint, irisless. And she kind of just has her hands behind her back, kind of holding them behind her. And she's just looking at you. Even though she is a small child, because of your small stature, she's looking at you eye to eye.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything else.
All right, well, if she doesn't say anything, I'm gonna say, well, I did what you said, and I'm gonna point to my eyes. I got some stuff here.
So you kind of pull your sort of shirt over to the side to reveal that marking, and she does the same. But you begin to see where yours stops at the end of the stem. Hers extends down into long ivy that kind of disappears under her clothing that you can assume stretches even further. With several other roses as well as buds on this vine.
Yo, that's so cool.
And she holds out a small little black bead.
Okay. Is that all she does? She just holds it out, black bead.
She sort of examines it and kind of like rolls her fingers over it. And you, as she does so, you see small little tendrils, almost insect-like in nature, like these little legs begin to come out of it as it stretches out, and you see that it has two long, almost antenna-like appendages, and it appears to be some sort of insect or worm with these long, extending legs writhing around between her fingers.
Oh.
Hey, Kalos.
What?
Do you want to do something fun?
I'm always up for some fun. Okay.
Well, because you got that. And she kind of points over at the mark on your collarbone. She says, "You're like my brother now. So we should, like, have some fun. You know?"
Okay. I suppose so.
And she kind of begins to slowly rise into the air, and you do as well. Until you're floating about 50 or so feet off the ground. And you can see through this sort of overhang of dead branches. You can see through them. At first, your eyes begin to cloud over with the same darkness, but then you can see through it, and it's as if your vision has been enhanced. You can see through these branches, and you see 5 people walking down a cobblestone path in this sort of tree-like tunnel. And as you gaze out over this area, you see a huge labyrinth that stretches for as far as the eye can see. You recognize the 5 people. Well, you recognize 4 of them. The 5th one is sort of familiar, but you can't quite remember where he came from. You see your friends.
Oh.
And Lenara sort of puts an arm out in their direction, and you begin to see these creatures moving on the outside of the sort of space in between the labyrinth, similar to the creatures that you had seen walking before you'd walked towards the pool. And you see them beginning to draw closer towards the party, unbeknownst to them.
Yeah.
And she holds up the little black worm again.
You know, when you give these little things to animals, it does really weird things. You see them? Aren't they cute?
As she kind of reaches down towards the terrifying human-faced dog creatures.
Yeah, at the word cute, I'm gonna say, in their own way, I suppose. I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Hat beholder.
As you sort of laugh at your own joke, you begin to see about 20 or 30 of the creatures beginning to slowly encroach upon the party's position.
Oh. Um, hmm. You know, I'm gonna kind of think back. And I'm gonna, even out loud, say, now I thought I told him that I wanted to keep my friends. Kind of looking up a little.
We're going to change the scene slightly over to the rest of the group. As you continue to make your way down these tunnels, please discuss your next plan of action.
Gotta keep going until we find something interesting, I think.
Well,
At this point, yeah.
yeah, how long have we been going on this path, would you say? Never mind. I'm assuming we've been on here for quite a while. How much longer do you think this path decides to go on for?
How thick is this canopy? Like, is it like?
We're meant to discuss because reasons, probably distracting him. So,
Well, if we can't go left and we can't go right, could we try destroying the trees?
Don't see a point to.
if
I
this is a
do not think that
forest,
would be a great idea.
then there'd be more trees.
Do you have a better plan?
Don't stop.
Yeah. Continue on.
So it feels like you've been walking for about 20 or so minutes, and your surroundings don't seem to change at all.
We're gonna keep going.
You continue to walk for another 10 minutes, and you come to an intersection.
Hmm.
A
Does it look like the
four-way
same-
intersection.
Oh, not the same intersection we started in then.
This is
And
the
it's
Legend of Zelda puzzle.
Is this intersection all in the same like tunnel canopy, or did we like hit a clearing?
No, it's a tunnel canopy as well.
What do you all think?
But what
I think we should stay together.
I'd assume that one was a given.
I tried leaving breadcrumbs before. Well, not breadcrumbs, but pages. I can do that again, whichever way we head. Hopefully, we won't wind up.
That sounds like a viable strategy. I'd say you continue doing that. If we do end up coming onto already treaded ground, we'll know, and we could perhaps turn back.
I'll start preemptively tearing out pages.
All right. You get about maybe 10 or 15 pages, and you kind of just crumple them all up to make it easier to hold them, and you like roll them off the ball as you continue in which direction?
Is there any difference between left and right? Or they look the same.
They look exactly the same.
And let's go left, if everyone's fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Works for me.
That sounds good.
That is fine.
So you continue leaving page crumbs as you make your way down this path for another 30 or so minutes before you come to another four-way intersection with a trail of pages coming from the left heading forward. Gentlemen,
I guess we head on straight.
you see a
Mhm.
trail of
following
you see a
Starrock.
trail of pages going down the forward road.
Oh, I thought you meant like perpendicular.
No. They're coming from the left angle from what you're standing at, from the left side, going up from where you're looking forward. Like at that curve.
So, are there any more paths?
Yes, it's another four-way intersection. It means that there's one to the right without pages.
Okay. My brain couldn't comprehend.
And we'll go that way.
Yep. Everything you own in a box to the right.
Wait, wouldn't the one to the right be the way that we came from?
No, because that's behind you, the way that you came from.
I mean, the way that we were going before we turned left with all the page crumbs.
No.
No.
Okay.
So think of it like this. You went left, and then you continued to head left, but then you ended up coming out of the right side from where you were standing originally.
Brain hurt juice.
It's meant to be confusing. So you go right.
Do you have a visual?
Well, not for this. You guys are leaving pages. I don't have a place with pages.
No, like an intersection. I
Oh.
mean,
Maybe.
You'll never know.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. So you make your way right, and you continue walking for another 30 minutes, it would seem, leaving page crumbs until you come to a T intersection.
mhm.
Are there any pages on either side?
Nope.
Which way do you gentlemen think we should go?
Left.
No objections?
Well, last time we it took us in a loop, but I don't know if that means all lefts are bad.
Only one way to find out.
That's true.
He's right. Let's go on then.
Mm-hmm.
So you head left, and you continue to leave page crumbs, and you walk for about 10 minutes before you reach a dead end.
Is the dead end just trees in front of us?
Just trees.
Trees, just to make sure it's not like an illusion.
Make an investigation check.
I'm probably going to be checking as well.
Okay, then you throw with advantage. Uno mas.
And with my, let's see, investigation,
Yes.
that is +2, so 12.
You immediately walk up and try and find some sort of hidden latch, and you press yourself up against the trees, but you immediately fall through, expecting a hard surface to lean on.
Do
And-
the trees disappear like as I phase through them, or do I just like
To
through
everybody
the-
else, it seems that you just walk through the like fell forward through the trees.
I'm gonna go forward and see if he's okay.
Like
Did he like
shopping,
fall or did he like stumble?
like stumble, like shopping cart through. I think it's like 3 3/4. In Harry Potter, where they go through the wall. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
9 3/4? Yeah.
9 3/4. And so he just disappears through the wall.
I guess I'll walk through.
Do I like what do I see on the other side? Because I should probably warn them if it's dangerous.
So you stumble through and you see a small clearing of grass, but there's a small patch of dead grass. And at the far end of this sort of box of trees, you see a large circular pool of cloudy water that gives off a faint glow.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I'll call out back to the rest of the group and say, I'm all right. I found something. There's a clearing here.
Well, you heard him. So I'll go through. See what we might find.
Onward march.
So everybody makes their way through the illusory walls until you find this clearing. And I want everybody to make a perception check.
Ooh.
If you weren't gonna say that, I was gonna do it anyways.
14.
Perception.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
14.
Nat 12. 20.
23.
18.
So the people who got above 20 can actually see through the small little cracks between the overhanging canopy, and you see Kalos and the dark-haired girl floating in the sky about 50 feet up. It's like looking through a keyhole type small amount of space.
I'm gonna cower a little bit at the sight of the little girl.
Kalos? I'm saying that out loud.
Kalos, you hear a voice from below,
Okay.
like almost like a whisper with the distance, and you see Lenara immediately look downwards.
Wait, they weren't supposed to make it out that quickly.
Ah, and they seem to have noticed us up here.
Well, that ruins the fun.
Ah, I suppose.
Oh, I have an idea though. How about this? You go down, right? And you get their attention, and I kill them all. Wait, no, I can't. I can't do that. He said that you gotta keep them. What about I put these in them? They don't die.
She holds up one of the small little worms.
Well, I mean, if they won't die, I mean that's within your permissions, so I don't see why not.
So you gotta go down there and distract them.
Okay. Ah, easy enough, I suppose.
And you begin to sort of slowly float downwards, and for you, the canopy begins to sort of open upwards into the sort of circle, the branches sort of turning and twisting until it creates this opening. But the rest of you see Kalos phase through the canopy of branches, feet first downwards until he touches down onto the ground. Looks perfectly fine.
My friends, it's so good to see you all.
What's
Callum.
happened?
The things that I've seen.
Well, I'm glad to see you're still in one piece. And I'm gonna give him like a kind of worried smile, like,
Yes, I'm mostly here, that's for sure.
did they do anything to you? Are you all right?
Nothing physically. I feel fine.
I'm glad to hear.
Now, how to get out of here, I was not informed.
Well, we do have a trail of breadcrumbs, or pages. One of these walls was a farce.
Oh, yes. Also, I think I should also say, so I ended up talking to the mastermind behind all of this.
And
Yeah, he was an interesting fellow, I guess. Scary.
and what happened?
I mean, it doesn't affect you. It mostly just affects me.
The Fae. It affects all of us. We're here for a reason.
No, like, it doesn't affect you. And I'm gonna look at him kind of worried. Like, it only affects me. I say, kind of trying to like imply like it's something's gonna happen to me. Like there's something bad is happening.
You
Just don't-
make a persuasion check, and then Emery make an insight check.
I'm also gonna say, just don't ask.
Can I also make an insight check because I don't really trust him at this moment?
23.
Go ahead.
Persuasion 21.
I trust him.
12.
You trust him, Luvash, but Emery, you know that his words are slightly loaded.
I'm glad to hear nothing's going to happen. Well, Kalos, you want to get out of here?
I've definitely been here for long enough, that's for sure.
I'm gonna give Sterok a look.
Quick question.
Yeah.
You said that I saw both figures up there?
Yes.
Looking through the keyhole, is she still up there?
No.
This is concerning.
I'm gonna cast something.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast 3rd level enhance ability.
All right.
Which one did I want? Bear's Endurance. On me and Sterark.
All right.
So we both get 2d6 hit points and advantage on con checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a good vibe.
When Emery shoots me that look, I'm gonna smile towards him, and then it's just kind of fade.
So
I'm-
throw the temp points really quickly. Go ahead.
Do I see
Seven.
him shooting him this look, and do I see him casting this spell?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
And
say
hold on for
okay.
Cornelius and Tagatura and Livash. I want you to make perception checks.
I cannot find my mouse.
That'll be a 20.
Oh,
Unnatural.
there it is.
15 with the modifier.
That's an 8.
So, Cornelius, you see two hands begin to move up slowly from the grass as this small little hand, almost like a child's hand, holding this sort of strange worm-like entity, presses it onto the heel of Livash. And Livash, you feel something burrowing into your leg.
Oh,
Gosh, no! And I'll actually like try to grab for the hand. Get
Uh,
the worm off.
Make a straight dexterity check. And I'll throw against you. Oh, well, that was...
4.
Nope.
Okay, well, I threw better than a 4.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
yeah,
Um,
jeez.
The hand immediately back into the grass.
So do I see him kind of like lunging for something at the ground?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, my friend, are you okay?
Luvash won't be.
What happened?
Now,
Is it still like crawling into him? Can I still try to go for it? Or...
Oh yeah, it's burrowing. Though it is going in pretty quickly. It is extremely painful.
well, yeah, I'm also trying to get it off.
All right, go ahead and let's see. Just go ahead and make a dexterity check. Luvash.
That's 15.
All right. That is also 15.
Do we re-roll?
No. So you see this thing burrowing into your leg, and you try and pull away at it. You're scratching and clawing at it with your claws, and you're seeing it like starting to bleed this sort of blackish purple liquid, and suddenly you realize sort of what this is. That is that blackish purple color is the same that was all over Buckwild's room, all over the table. And what you had just finished crushing in your hands a couple of hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear this voice right next to you.
I told you that if you didn't do what I told you, I was gonna kill you.
I'm just gonna ignore the voice, and I'm gonna try to keep clawing at the little thing.
So you essentially slice it in half with your claws, but the other half of it made it into your leg.
Ooh.
Is it still moving?
No. But it's going to require some time and tools to remove it.
Oh no! It's like a bad splinter.
I grew up in a fucking forest. I'm gonna take a knife and I'm gonna cut it out.
All right.
I don't even need a knife. I have my claws.
So you're going to spend some time digging that out of your leg.
Probably not right now, though.
Yeah. And each of you hear a sort of laughter around you. Just echoing around.
I hate that little girl.
Gonna ready my rapier and just
Guys,
Yeah.
she attacked us from the ground. She can attack at any angle.
Kalos moves towards Sterark and kind of tries to hide behind him. Kalos, your body movements are not your own.
Oh. Okay.
It's all right, Kalos. We won't let anything happen to you now.
I think we should leave.
Luvash, make a
Let's do it.
perception check.
Oh, please, just give me one good one. Never mind. 9.
All right. Cornelius, you're also on high alert as a result of this, so you can make one too.
That's a 15.
You see Kalos sort of cowering behind Sterark, but that's not all that there is to this situation. You see him beginning to slowly slide another one of these small creatures between the plates of armor.
Can I try to smack his arm away?
There's a bit of space between you, so go ahead and make another dexterity check.
And can I cry out? This is against Sterark?
Yes, it's Kalos trying to put something between Sterark's plates of armor.
Sterark, get away! And you said a dex?
Yes, a dex save. Well, not a dex save, just a dex check.
Can I do a dolphin dive?
That's a 17.
Kalos, make a dex check.
Okay. I'm sorry, my friends.
It's okay. I trust you till the very end.
That was almost so funny. Okay, but
That
no,
was
it's,
so
it's
close.
a 6. It's a 6.
My heart sunk at that.
Yo, I was about to scream.
So you slap his hand away, but his hand was like between the plates already. So you smack it away, and the whatever was in his hand isn't in his hand anymore. Let's see. I needed to make a dex check for the thing as well. Oh my god. Are you fucking serious?
Not
You got a
one.
No, I didn't.
Did he get a
Natural
20?
20.
It's not in his hand anymore. That's all I'll say. And Sterark,
Oh.
right on your right flank, you feel something moving underneath your skin upwards to your ribs.
And it hurts.
It hurts so badly.
I'm gonna clutch the side of my, like, where it hurts and just...
As you smack away
just gonna-
Kalos's hand, you see on his neck this almost tattoo-like marking of a black rose on his collarbone, and his eyes, replacing the sort of green eyes that you would see before, is instead just an irisless black film.
Do I have voluntary movement now?
You do not.
Ooh.
I'm gonna look back at Kalos. Just shake my head no.
You can see him, but you can't move, you can't speak.
I thought as much.
Oh, what's everybody doing?
Clutching my side hurt.
I'm gonna punt Kalos.
I'm gonna freak.
You're gonna say again?
Repeat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna freak out helplessly.
Okay.
I'm mostly
That's
just looking for the little girl. I don't trust that she's like fully gone, and obviously she traumatized Tagatura last time he encountered her.
All right. So you said you're punting Kalos?
Yes.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Dun, 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 dun. Football season, boys.
Trying to make that field goal.
And it is good. Wait, is it? Oh, no good.
Almost
Yeah.
19.
I wanted to try and stop him too.
Okay. So
Even though I feel betrayed, it's still Kalos.
So you try and you swing your leg back, and just as you're about to swing it forward, Sterar catches it.
I'm gonna attempt to restrain Kalos.
Okay, make a grapple check.
And what do I have to make against it?
Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
It's athletics versus acrobatics.
Yes.
That is a 22. Wait, no, that's just 20.
20. Yeah, unnatural.
Yeah, unnatural 20. Unnatural.
Ooh.
That's a 23.
Whoa.
So you put him in a full Nelson,
Yo.
As much of a full Nelson as you can do.
and
on
you
him.
lift him up off the ground. And as he grabs you, your vision and movement is returned to you, Kalos.
Okay, so now how am I being lifted here? Like what? Like
Full Nelson.
Nelson.
uh,
Describe a full Nelson to someone.
I was gonna
who doesn't
say
know what it is.
So his
Okay.
arms are underneath your arms, and they're kind of latched and grasped behind your neck, and kind of pulling you up like that with the arms.
Yeah. Okay.
And since you're so much smaller than me, you're just kind of in the air like this.
Yeah.
And that is Cornelius doing that.
Yes.
I'm going to try to search for compassion. I'm going to try to search for empathy here. And I'm going to look back to him, or look back as far as I can to him. And I'm just going to say, kind of softly, it's not my fault. I swear.
I didn't think it was. That's why you're not dead yet.
I say kind of, or I kind of moving my head back and forth. Fair.
It's okay, Kalos.
Something is going on, but I don't think we can let you be free right now.
Stark, make a perception check.
Oh god, this is an assault from all angles. Oh yeah, 5.
Cornelius, something pierces your collarbone.
Oh dear.
You watch as a black tendril flies out from the tattoo on Kalos's neck, and you feel something deposited from the tentacle into your body.
Ew.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Well, that was unexpected, and I'm assuming extremely painful.
And then all of you hear a voice emanating from the pool. And just like that, each of you have been infected. Very good, my children. And you see a figure with his arms out on either side, dressed in rather dapper attire, rising up from the pool in an almost divine motion, stand on the water. And I need everybody to make wisdom saving throws, except for Kalos.
5.
Ooh, geez, 2 5s in a row.
6.
1. 5.
And this is how we all die.
11.
Everybody is feared.
Am I super feared?
You are super ultra mega feared. You are like having a breakdown.
Breakdown, breakdown.
Not gonna lie, saying all those low numbers, I was kind of scared. Now I'm actually scared.
So each of you gaze upon this individual, and your skin immediately begins to crawl. The air around you begins to get even colder, and it's terrifying.
I'm just gonna curl up into a ball and repeatedly say, "The word of the day is bludgeoning. The word of the day is bludgeoning."
Well, I'm just gonna say that I don't have the peace of mind to be holding Kalos anymore, so there's that.
Yep, you drop him.
How much falling damage does he take?
Oh,
It was
come
less.
on.
It was less than 5 feet. It was less than 5 feet. He was only 2 feet off the ground. He's fine.
Okay.
Now imagine how terrifying that would be for Kalos, though, because he's 2 feet 1. That'd be like a 5-foot man being dropped from a 5-foot drop.
So you see everybody begin to visibly recoil from the presence of this gentleman. Yet you feel very, very at peace, as if this feeling of ecstasy is washing over your body, Kalos.
Okay. I'm gonna look from my group, then to him, and I'm gonna say, "Well, this is the mastermind," making kind of a sweeping motion.
And what was the point of this infection? Kind of grasping at my neck.
Each of the points of entry now begin to burn profusely.
Since I
Wherever
ate
that
it,
may have been.
If I ate it, just burn.
It's in the pit of your chest if you ate it, or if it was inserted orally.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
My side.
And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yay!
Hey, wait, we have advantage on that one.
Good call on that one. Hold on,
Nice.
don't. Before you continue rolling, I feel like the audience should see these. Go ahead.
14.
8.
Except for me, or me too.
Not you.
15 for me.
Well,
Oh,
that's a nat 1.
18.
Okay. So Starark is the only person that passes this con save. Meanwhile, everybody else immediately starts to begin to feel the urge to vomit and purge your body of something deep within you, and the burning sensation just increases in intensity more and more until you eventually fall onto the ground.
Is my concentration broken?
Technically, no, because you haven't taken damage.
Perfect.
Your concentration is still on.
This is familiar. Here comes the ink.
So you each begin to collapse to the ground one by one until Starark is standing there with Kalos at his side, and the gentleman seems slightly confused for a moment, and then a gentle yet menacing smile creeps across his face. Ah, you child of Kellimbor, step forward into my pool.
I will do so very quickly because I'm very intimidated by this man.
as you begin to step forward, you expect to pass into the water, but instead you walk on top of it. And as you look down into the water, you see the faces of all of the men that you had killed in the king's name in the past. All of the souls that you have brought the end of are visible, sort of standing like a mirror of yourself. And you're looking at this gentleman, and as you come closer to him, you realize just how tall he is, his long, extending, imposing figure towering above your own.
Eyes wide, mouth agape, just looking up at the guy.
You see his hand sort of hover over you for a moment as you begin to feel that burning sensation in your side beginning to rise upwards to your chest, to your throat, up until it comes to the forefront of your forehead, and you begin to see these almost puppet-like black strings beginning to connect as they extend from his fingertips outwards towards the tendrils pouring out from your forehead. And your will is no longer your own. I would like everybody to throw initiative
No.
as we change over the scene.
22.
Boy.
8.
9. What the hell is up with these rolls?
I threw a 4.
15.
10.
I'm the enemy.
So you begin to see this large, imposing figure begin to become darker and darker as the sort of black clothing that he's wearing begins to extend upwards over his neck and face and the rest of his body until it becomes entirely encased in this dark color, and then it begins to slowly bleed into the back of Sterark as Sterark's eyes change from the sort of translucent white pale color that they were before to a blackish film. Kalos, you do the same. The vines begin to extend from the tattoo on your neck, going up on either side of your neck, up to your eyes and around your mouth until your eyes turn over with the same black film.
Okay.
So just give me a moment to get everybody in the position that they feel they were in.
Now, with that being said, am I in the same state as his? Like, am I not in control again?
Yes, you are not in control of your body.
Okay.
So Kalos stepped forward, sort of following Stark as the rest of you are kind of on the ground. So let's start looking at these initiatives. So, Stark, you point your rapier forward after drawing it out of its sheath, the metal kind of ringing as it's being drawn. And as you stretch it outwards, you point towards Emery. And a small little ball of bluish light begins to form at the tip of the weapon before a beam fires out in your direction. Make a Ray of Frost check, an attack check.
Mm-hmm. Nine? I think that's
No.
just it.
So you see his arms kind of move upwards, his head sort of hanging down, not looking in your direction, and it flies wide and goes above your shoulder.
Mhm.
All right, so up next in the initiative order is Emery.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I cancel his enhanced ability and not my own?
It is being run off of the same spell, so unfortunately, no, you'd have to break your concentration entirely.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray,
Okay.
and I'm gonna focus them all on Kalos.
All right.
So that's
You're casting it at
3.
first level, correct? So
It's a second level spell.
yeah, second level, like the preliminary level is what I
Yeah.
meant. So yes, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
3.
So let's see. 3d20 plus 7.
Are they all still feared?
Technically, yes.
But not of Kalos.
They are feared of Sterark.
It's plus 7, right? It's charisma plus proficiency,
Yes, for the attacks. It's the
Yeah.
damage of your move proficiency.
Whoa.
That's a lot of dice.
So that's not quite right. It's the first 3. So unnatural 20, 22, 18,
All of those hit, I believe.
Uh-huh.
and then Scorching Ray,
Oh my lord.
15. No, 17. Oh, actually, it's all 3 of them.
Yeah. So minus the proficiency bonus.
Yeah. So add those up. That's like
That's 27.
What?
what? It's 3.
All 3 of them.
All 3.
Yeah.
No.
So it's 10 plus 8 plus 9.
You're
Well,
removing.
Yeah, he has a bonus, but minus
Oh,
proficiency.
right. No.
Spellcasting.
So it's, 39 then? Because you have proficiency
39?
3.
I think his mod is 3.
Proficiency of 3. So math
Which one's
time.
Yeah. What's
Mod's
the,
4. 14.
Hey kids, how about you follow along at home?
So we just
14, 12, and
13.
13.
Yeah,
39.
39.
yeah.
Oh,
39.
nice.
39? Well, that puts me under.
So you fire off the scorching rays, and immediately, as each of them impact Kalos, he crumbles to the ground, unconscious.
That was the plan.
How far
And
into the
in-
negative are you?
It doesn't matter because he's coming up with 1 health.
Hey, all right.
So you see the mark on his neck begin to glow with a blackish purple glow as his body that had just crumpled to the ground rises as if his head was being grabbed by some unknown force and then placed back on his feet after rising up slightly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's it.
You're not going to move?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Tagatura is up next.
So I'm currently feared, so I guess I can't move towards them, correct?
No.
I don't know if this counts. I do have a spell attack that I can make. We're going to flavor it as being part of the amulet thing, but I know that I'm not technically supposed to be able to use magic, so it's your call if that's allowed.
Unfortunately, no, you're not able to use that spell without the keystone.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know what else I can do. Can I guess throw the book at him?
You can make an attack with disadvantage at Sterark or a normal attack at Kalos. Because your feared is against Sterark.
All right, then I guess I'll go for Kalos. I'll throw the book at him.
Throw the book at him. So the book is essentially half his size.
Oh, jeez.
That's a big book.
And
Oh,
he's
no,
a small
Callus is
person.
It's a small cover.
I was gonna say big book, small man.
So go ahead and make a ranged attack check.
Oh boy.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was thrown with disadvantage, but I'm not. So I guess
No.
it'd be the 3. 3 plus 3. Oh, wait. I don't have proficiency, right?
No, it's an improvised weapon.
And well, this would be dex, so I guess I do still get plus 3.
Yeah.
So 6.
So you haphazardly, kind of just still in your terror, just throw the book, and it goes about 10 or so feet in front of you before landing behind Cornelius.
Lisa did hit me.
Yay!
Could have been worse.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that's the end of my turn then.
So you're not gonna move at all?
I don't think I can move. Kalos is in the same direction as Starark, so I can't really move towards either of them
You can
or
move back.
towards the other members. I don't think I want to move back. I think I'm good where I am. I can move sideways, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're not going to move, then Luvash is up next.
I guess I'm gonna shoot Starrock.
Okay. Make your attacks at.
And as I do, I'm gonna take a step back with each shot.
All right.
Just a couple of steps back. That's one. Wait, I'm throwing with disadvantage, aren't I?
Yes, you are. And you didn't say that they were. This first one was sharpshooter either. Call it out.
Yeah, natural one.
All right. First one's a natural one.
All right.
Can I make it just throw with this? Oh, never mind, I can. And the second one is 25.
That hits.
So yeah, the second. This one's going toward. These are going towards Starark, right?
Yeah.
So you fire them both off in rapid succession. The first one goes and finds its target, but you see Starark's other arm that isn't grasping the rapier move up slowly, and these vines full of roses begin to erupt from the ground in front of him and sort of make a curved angle that the arrow kind of flies between and flies backwards and hits. Who wants to be odds and who wants to be evens? Cornelius, Emery.
Odds.
All right. That's a 1, so Emery's taking that 10 piercing.
Hell yes.
Wait, no, that was the second attack.
All right.
You do the first one. You take 8.
Yes. Like,
Oh, 10 would have put you under.
no, it wouldn't have.
Okay.
Like,
I thought that's why you were saying yes.
So that was an attack against me to see whether or not my concentration breaks.
Yes, so you just need to beat 10.
And how do I? It's a con check.
Yeah, con save.
Yeah, with advantage because of it, or no?
Yes, because of the nature of the spell that you have. You beat
12.
10, so you maintain concentration. For those of you unfamiliar, when you're making a concentration check, if the total of the damage that you took reduced by half is less than 10, you need to beat 10. In all other cases, you just reduce the damage by half, and that is the number you need to beat.
Knowledge.
Cool tips.
It was also 8, not 10, so.
Well, half of 8 is 4, so since it's less than 10, you need to beat 10.
It's a minimum of 10.
Yeah, a minimum of 10.
Alright, so I take 10.
You take no damage. Oh, yes, you take 10 damage. Sorry.
Thank you for the temp health.
All right, so
Unfortunate.
are you going to do anything else, Luvash?
Oh, no, that's my turn.
Cornelius, you're up next.
I'm gonna basically freak out and break down.
Why is no one bitching on Kalos?
So I'm basically going to rise and stumble backwards.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call out desperately for my guardian.
And you are met with
I am-
0 response.
Because I am done with this.
All right.
So, do we not try to break the fear? Like our turns or something?
Yeah, you can make wisdom saves at the end of your turn. It's not really the nature of a spell, but rather something else. But I'll give you a wisdom save. So each of you make wisdom saves.
Ooh, me too, me too.
No, you guys don't get that.
Another natural one. That's my third one this night.
13.
Okay.
26.
Hey, you break it. And Tagatura?
I was rolling too.
Yep. So wisdom save.
Ooh.
That's -1, so 17.
You still broke the fear.
Yay!
All right. So up next is Kalos. Hey, Kalos.
Huh?
You have a bow in your hands right now.
Oh.
So each of you begin to see Kalos put an arm out in front of him, and these sort of rose-covered vines begin to shoot out from his clothing, from his sleeves, and then begin to snake across his arm and form a bow in front of him as he turns it from the horizontal position it was in to vertical. And let's see who the subject of your attack is. First in the initiative order, besides his ally, which would be Emery.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to make a. You're still feared, right?
Oh, yeah. But not of him.
Yes, but not by him. So I need you to make a ranged attack
Okay.
for me.
Go Kalos.
Oh. No, what do I have?
Proficiency plus dex.
What kind of bow is it?
Then that is.
It is a longbow, technically.
So he'd have disadvantage, wouldn't he?
It's like plus.
Oh no, it's not affected by that range.
That is +7, so that's 17.
That hits.
Because this bow has no drawstring, nor does it have any arrows. He simply points it forward and makes the motion as if he was knocking and firing an arrow, and then a vine shoots up from beneath you, and kind of lodges itself within you. Throw a d10.
Let's see how good you are with that bow, buddy.
Hey, hi.
Finally got one.
And you do have the ensnaring strike spell, don't you? Or rather, the one that allows you to bind with a shot, I believe. Oh wait, no. I'm thinking of something completely different. Don't you have Hail of Thorns?
I do not think so.
What spells do you have?
Um,
I haven't toyed with your character in a while.
let's see. I feel as if we said something about that.
Anyway, throw the d10 so we can throw damage really quick.
Ooh.
All right, and then plus dex, so 6 points
6.
piercing damage. Make another concentration check.
Okay, I'm also gonna reaction Hellish Rebuke.
All right. You can go ahead and throw that, and then I also need you to make a strength saving throw because the nature of this.
Con check.
Advantage.
Doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind you.
And then what was it? A strength check?
Yes, a strength check. Or strength save, whichever you prefer.
19.
So you tear at the vines away as you can tell that they were trying to snake around you and ensnare you.
Then Hellish Rebuke is reaction.
Yes.
That's just damage, right? Because it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my.
18.
Whoa.
So you see a ring of flames erupt around Kalos. His bow of ivy immediately bursts into flames and is immediately becoming ash. And you see his body set ablaze, but it's still hanging there, suspended in air, as the vines begin to stretch past his neck, going around it, and then up from behind the head onto the forehead, above the eyes, through the eyebrows to the eyelids. And his head kind of arcs upwards as he is on fire.
So he's not going down, is what you're saying?
Nope.
Oh.
And
Okay.
then we go back to the top of the initiative, which is Starark.
Feylord man, use my sword. It's much better.
No, don't. Please.
Starark is going to begin to step forward.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna say I'm just gonna glide.
We'll see. You begin. Hold on. The DM has something to say. You begin to step forward for a moment, until as you begin to step forward, it's as if you're going down stairs. Your legs begin to pass through the ground as if it were water, until you completely disappear underneath.
That's not good.
Haha, nice.
All right, well, that's that. Up next is
Me.
yes, Emery.
Well, I know now that I can't take down Kalos, so I'm gonna take a step back here, and I'm gonna keep a level 2 magic missile ready for when Starark comes back.
All right. Tagatura, you're on deck.
All right. I guess I will also ready an attack. A rage. Instead of the ghost armor, it's just going to be the ghost sweater again. And Tagatura is just going to be very disappointed that he's not getting the cool armor anymore. But he'll try to go over and grab the book from where it was dropped and ready himself to. Actually, I guess I wouldn't be able to move if he doesn't come out right in front of me. So maybe I should just go for Kalos then. All right. You know what? I'll try to grab. Will I be able to grab the book and attack Kalos, or do you think that's too much for one turn?
Let's see what your distance is. No, that's fine, because you could scoop it up as you're moving.
All right, then I'll do that. I'll run over, grab the book. I'm powered up with my ghost sweater and try to hit him.
Bring the book down on him.
The word of the day was bludgeoning.
These ones. I do get an extra attack, but I mean, it's
I'm
probably
gonna
not
say,
go well.
I'm gonna say because of the nature of this natural one, you bring the spine of the book down on him, and as it hits the top of his head, the head kind of slowly creaks up towards you, and then the book is immediately torn to shreds by these vines of thorned roses begin to fly out from his hair and tear it to shreds.
All right. The book just. Oh crap. Stand there and just get ready for whatever counterattack he's got.
All right. So let me just look over at my paper real quick. Livosh, you're on deck.
God, I hate that I'm still frightened. I'm just gonna move over here, but I have a decent line of sight, and then I guess I'll attack Kalos.
All right.
Because I want to get the fuck out of here, and I want to get out alive. I'm just doing normal attacks, not sharpshooters. So first one is 14.
You're not feared against Kalos.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, okay.
Only Sterak.
So a 14 and a 22.
Yeah. Because you already threw 2 dice, so.
Yeah.
Got your back, buddy.
What's your
Yes.
AC, Kalos? Isn't it 13? I think it's 13, so throw damage for both.
Well, you can check. You can access his character sheet.
Well, I don't know if it's on there. Let me just double check real quick.
The word of the day is
Oh wow, it's
excessive force.
it's even less than that. So yeah, throw damage for both.
All right, so I'll just roll a 1d8
Another one. Yeah.
plus 5. So 9 more damage. So 19 damage total.
So you see another 2 arrows fire off from Luvash's bow. And they both land squarely in the center of Kalos's chest, right next to each other. But he doesn't seem to be too phased. They're sticking out of him, what is even more impressive is that you bent them around the curve of Tagatura's body.
I'm a good shot.
And I believe that is the end of your turn.
Yeah.
All right, so up next is Cornelius.
I don't know what to do anymore. The big bad guy is gone. Kalos isn't dying. Last time I tried to grab him, he stabbed me. Actually, I have a question. What's the physical state of Kalos? More specifically, the tattoo. Is it currently a tentacle or?
No, it's just growing and expanding into those thick vines of ivy that are kind of going up from his neck and behind his neck over to his eyes.
So would it be possible to stab in towards that, between the vines?
It's possible to stab him, yes.
But specifically in that area.
It's possible to stab him, yes.
Oh.
An unnatural 20.
Okay, go ahead and throw damage.
Wow.
I don't have very much power. It's all gone.
So you lodge the sword in his throat, trying to get it between the ivy, and it gets in there pretty easily. And you pull your blade out, but it doesn't seem to have had any effect in that regard that you were kind of hoping for.
It didn't stop Kalos.
You can stab him, yes.
All right.
Well, that was my bright idea.
Kalos is up next. And Kalos, at the start of the turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Not completely sure that. Oh, yeah.
Your mic is muted. Just saying, if you don't know.
Oh shucks, it's a 4.
Okay. So, you do not fight off this thing. And you put your hand towards your waist, and I believe you have a dagger on your body.
I have one.
You reach for it, and you are going to make an attack against Kagatura.
Cool.
So go ahead and make a melee attack.
Okay. That's plus dex again.
Yes,
Or-
because it is a finesse weapon.
Yeah, okay. 14.
I don't believe 14 beats your AC, does it?
Nope, I got 16 AC, so my big fluffy ghost sweater's gonna probably block that hit.
Yep. So you see some of the loose bits of yarn in this really scratchy sweater kind of tangle the dagger for a little bit, and upon closer inspection, you see tiny little hands grabbing at it, just like, no, no.
Thank you,
Back.
grandmother.
Tagatura's grandma.
And Callus just slowly retracts the dagger. Starark is going to appear out from under the ground. Wow. I'm gonna stop throwing this D4 because this D4 hates Emery. Because every time I throw it, it's just, let's hit Emery. He begins to rise out from under the ground. And those of you who had things ready, go ahead and throw them.
With disadvantage.
Yes, because he's within 5 feet of you.
And your fears.
Well, then I'm gonna pull out the big DiMaggios and I'm gonna Tides of Chaos.
You can only Tides of Chaos one of them, because they're 3 separate attacks.
Okay.
That's the thing with these multi-attack spells, man.
So first one is gonna be the one with Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
15.
Doesn't hit.
Second one. 11.
Doesn't hit.
Third one. 12.
They all impact Starark's armor, but it doesn't seem to have any effect. They all explode into pink, powdery puffs of force. Did anybody else have anything ready to hit Starark?
No, but could I have done a wisdom saving throw to end the fear, or because I couldn't really see him?
You couldn't see him, so you couldn't break it.
Okay.
Alright, so as Starark is rising up out of the ground and these magic missiles are flying around him, he is going to reach out and try and touch you, Emery. So make a melee, or rather an athletics check, because it's more like a grapple. If you would,
Okay.
Starark.
Apologies, Nick.
Fuck.
What do I
22.
make?
Huh?
What do I make?
Well, it's just against your AC.
Oh. That's no fair.
Well, I said it's more of a grapple, so we're making a grapple check. So he reaches out to touch you, and the pit of your chest begins to get colder and colder. I want you to throw a d20.
Me?
Yes.
That was 2.
Oh no,
One.
the first one was a natural 1. Oh, time to roll on the wild magic table.
Yes!
Oh my.
Do I get to roll it?
Yes, you do. Go ahead, and I will tell you the outcome.
It's a D100, right?
Yes.
Pops gets
Oh,
The last time this happened, he summoned a unicorn.
Oh boy.
It has really been that long.
24.
Achilles comes back alive.
You are blue.
Dub and D, dub and die.
Oh,
Oh my god.
That's it.
you know.
You're blue.
What? Yeah. I'm a vibrant shade of blue.
Yep. Okay,
Okay.
that's that. So you begin to feel colder, and your body seems to react as you begin to turn blue.
Do I now have cold immunity?
Nope.
It's like-
All right. So
Fair.
up next is Emery, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh, this is funny.
Unnatural 20.
So you begin to feel something writhing around inside of you in your chest, sort of making this swirling motion. Imagine a fish in a very small pond. And it's slow. You begin to feel something coming up from your throat, and it's trying to swim back down, but you're forcing it upwards as you birth from your mouth this sort of long, black, dark eel.
Huh.
You are
Oh,
no
what do you
longer
know?
you are no longer feared.
Is it out of me, or is it like...
It's on the ground beneath you, in the space between you and Starark.
I'm gonna, Misty Step.
Okay.
That
Expedition
away.
feat.
Yeah, this is like the
Upgraded.
2.0.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right.
So Misty Step up there. And then I'm gonna run up here.
Okay.
Okay. You go, buddy.
Yep, that's it. That's my turn.
Hagatura.
I had my map a little low on the screen, so for a second I thought he legit just ran off the map.
Perfect.
I'm out.
All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna point since my so I'm gonna roll for punches.
Throw some punches, man. This one you gotta add your strength though.
That's 10.
That does not beat his AC, unfortunately.
Oh wait, actually, you're proficient with your punches, right?
Yes, you are.
So for the first time, I actually get to add my proficiency to something. It's gonna be 12.
You met his AC, so that doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Feels
I thought
bad.
all our proficiencies are 13 right now, or 3 right now.
Yeah. Wait, so that's 8 plus 3 plus what's your strength mod?
2.
Ah, that means it's 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you do hit.
Bad at math. Yay.
No.
Thank you for
Punch.
double checking.
Got your back.
And I believe a punch is just pure.
Yeah, it's 1 plus strength, so
modifier.
you clock him in the jaw for 3 damage.
Nice.
I mean,
I'll take it.
that puts me negative.
You're still up.
Yeah.
The word of the day is bludgeoning, and I punch him.
Excessive force.
Yeah! Punch him again!
I'd be like at
Okay.
negative 21, but should I just have my hit points at 1?
No, keep track of your negative, please.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I'm pretty beat up.
Gallows is going to die.
I will die.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I am at
You begin to
negative 21.
see his body taking quite the toll from this. It is looking worse and worse. Just throwing that out there. All right. Are you going to make your second punch attack against his face?
Yes, let's do that.
You know, no,
Second.
I'm at negative 26, actually.
Not in the moneymaker.
Right in the moneymaker.
Wow.
Call it out. Call it out.
Natural 20.
Throw that. So that's going to be 3 times 2 is 6.
Yeah.
So you punch
right in the jaw.
The word of the day is...
Excessive force.
There it is.
Bludgeoning.
Boom. Clock him right in the jaw, and you hear
Now,
the spirit of your grandma. Yeah.
on an unrelated note, how much damage do you have to take to die?
Twice your health, or rather,
Okay,
your
so-
yeah,
If my health is 48, I'd have to be at negative 90.
negative 48.
Oh, negative 48. Okay. Okay. Just making sure.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Throw that damage, boy.
Are you gonna move?
Yeah, actually, maybe I should move to the side of him just to give line of sight, so I'm not blocking him or in his way.
All right. So you take 1 step to the right. And by 1 step, I mean 5 feet.
It's a big step.
It's a big step.
Big step. Oh yeah.
All right. Up next is Luvash.
Now, am I stroking out? But what was that natural 20 all about?
That was his second punch.
But there's no damage rolled for it.
Oh,
Wait.
it's just 6 damage because.
Yeah, it's 1 plus your strength mod for fists. So
Okay.
since he threw a natural 20, that number just got doubled. That's all.
Yeah, the only
Okay.
people who get to roll damage for fists are like monks, or if you take the Tavern Brawler feat, I believe.
So that was
Correct.
6.
Yes, so 6 damage on that.
Well, Tabaxi get their unarmed.
I was gonna say, and I also had to subtract 5 because of the slash in the neck.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not looking so hot.
All right.
On a crit, your modifier doesn't just 2.
Say again.
On a crit, your modifier doesn't get doubled.
No, it doesn't. So I was just doubling the damage he dealt because it was a crit. Because his
Yes, so it's
damage
2
is
plus
3.
2.
No, the damage is 1 plus 2, so it's 3. So times 2 is 6. So, it is your turn, Luvash. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna start stepping away from Starrock,
Okay.
pointing my bow at him, and as soon as I'm about to shoot an arrow at him, I kind of just notice Carlos next to me, and I'm just gonna shoot him twice.
Okay.
I am definitely taking a sharpshooter shot right now.
Okay.
Look at it this way, Luvash. You were sent to kill him in the first place.
That is true. Ooh, 15?
I mean, that's still gonna hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's
So that's 21 damage.
well.
I think he's dead.
I am at negative 53.
Throw your
Hold
second
on.
shot. Throw your second
Give
shot.
me a second.
Yeah,
That's 19. That's 23 damage.
I am at negative 76.
Yep.
His
We're
body
gonna-
is dead.
We're gonna make this a game. How badly can we maul Kalos?
All right. Well, Kalos is up next. He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Top of the round. Derek, make another wisdom save.
You didn't have me make a wisdom save before because I was underground.
Well, I had you make a wisdom. Like, you've made wisdom saves before in the game, so make another one.
11.
Actually, all you needed to beat was 10. Because we're gonna take a moment to zoom into the mind of Starark. Starark, you're in a dark room that just stretches infinitely. And you've been in that room for a while, and the darkness has just been so cold. And you feel a hand on your shoulder. And you turn back and you look, and there's no one there. But you feel this rush of electricity through your body. And suddenly you snap to it. And you look out over the battlefield and you see Kalos with 4 arrows through his body, a huge sword wound in his neck, his jaw completely broken, his clothes scorched to hell. And just as you snap out of it, his body that was suspended in the air falls onto the ground.
I'm gonna run towards Kalos and just kind of like football slide and just hold his body and kind of shake him. Because I'm assuming he's pretty badly, like, he's been beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, he's gone.
Tagatura is going to cheer because he doesn't know what's going on. Yes, we got him. Wait, was he our friend?
I'm just gonna shake him. Kalos, Kalos, come back. Kalos.
He's not coming back. You murdered him. In cold blood. You see a figure standing behind the now crouched down Kalos, the same dapper gentleman that you had seen before, standing on the pool. Just chuckling to himself.
So where's he in?
Right behind Starark.
I have a question for you that I sent through PM Aries.
Okay. You spend the gold if you don't have it.
Okay.
Well, I'm definitely stepping away from the creepy gentleman.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep shaking Kalos to try and get him to wake up. Just, even if it's futile. Come on, Kalos. Wake up. You're gonna be alright. Don't worry.
I'm gonna call desperately to Emery to get over here quickly.
He's behind you.
I'm going to, and the figures here.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to make some sort of gesture to not make it obvious we have a keystone, but for him to hand it to me.
Kind of far away.
So I mean, I was calling you over, and you said you were behind me.
I said he was behind you. The thing. Person.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He's right here.
I'm calling out for Emery. I'm calling out for my guardian. Anything that I can just try to put my magic into Kalos.
Ares.
Yeah.
I'm going to invoke my my iron thing of the unknown god.
Okay. Make a religion check.
Nikon's thing?
Yeah, Nikon's
Yes.
thing.
Nine.
Nothing happens.
I always roll low in that. God damn. Yeah, I'm otherwise gonna guess run over and hand it the stone to him.
Okay. So as you approach, you begin to feel your magic losing its luster. And by the time you make it fully the way there, you look down at the keystone, and the mark that was upon it is no longer visible. I don't know where you got this, but thank you for returning it to me. Now, I will make you a deal. You seem to care quite a bit about this pawn. Kind of gesturing out over Kalos. Does anybody speak up?
I
just
mind
gonna-
my own business.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm just
turn
kinda-
around.
I'm gonna take 2 steps back, or like not 2 steps, but like step back a bit.
What kind of a deal?
If I return this boy to life, you will owe me, we'll say, a favor.
Fine.
I do not accept.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I'm not accepting this. I don't. Do we all owe him a favor?
I don't make deals with demons.
I've already turned my back to one of my gods. He is a god no longer for me. I
Oh,
worship a god of
please.
death.
Do not flatter me so. I am no god. Quite close, yes, but not quite. Now you, child of the god, what say you? Kind of gesturing down towards Cornelius.
And how are you so sure that I'm a child of the gods?
Oh, I felt it the moment you walked into my city.
What did you do with her?
Oh, I have no ability to remove her presence from you, to simply keep it severed. Wouldn't you like to have her back?
Leave them out of this. This'll be a deal for you and me.
He begins to ponder for a moment. And he raises an arm out, and each of you begin to feel something begin to freeze inside you from the point of entry. And these tendrils begin to reach out from the point of entry towards these strings that begin to emit from his fingertips. And once the connection is made, each of you begin to feel your body cooling down more and more. Now I offer you a different decision. Do me this service, and you will leave with your lives. Or you will become thralls.
I got a tendril coming out of my mouth, I believe, at this point, but I'm going to attempt to mumble through that. Accept.
What is it you want?
Out in the east, there is a pool similar to the one behind you, outcast. I want you to find this pool and bring the boy to it. In doing so, you will bring him to life once again. That is all I ask of you. He will have returned, and I will have gotten what I desire.
And what is it you desire?
I do not understand why this information is necessary for the task at hand.
Because it determines whether or not I do the task at hand.
Well, you seem
to have removed my bug from your system, so you may decline if you so desire. Though your companions were not so lucky.
If we do this, will you allow us to leave the city without any issues?
Well, to head to the east, you must leave the city.
Very well. I'm gonna walk up to Carlos and I'll pick him up.
Already in Starrock's arms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna put my hand on Sarak's shoulder and just sort of push him. Just nudging him. Hey, let's go.
One thing, if I may ask.
He looks at you expectingly.
When we are done with this task, will we be set free?
We'll see if you're on my good side by then. I may ask a favor of maybe a few of you along the way. Nothing too much, though. Let it be known that within each and every single one of you, except for you, outcast, that I am inside of you, watching.
And each of you begin to feel your skin crawl at this statement.
Do we have a deal?
I'll give him a nod.
I continue to mumble that I accept as well as I can.
I'll take a glance back towards Emery.
I'm completely ignoring this guy. I'm gonna start walking out.
You are boxed in by trees. There's nowhere to go.
Then I'm gonna make it as far as I can, and then wait for the others. Well, wait for Starrock specifically.
I've gotten 2 of 4.
I'll take you as a yes as well, since you are so eager to leave my company, Luvash. So, child of the gods, what say you?
I'll hang my head and sheath my sword. Very well.
Then we have a deal. Now, if you try to remove the part of me that now rests within each of you, you will most likely die. Just a warning.
And his presence fades away, as well as the trees around you, and you're standing in the courtyard of the castle. And that's where we're going to pick up next week. So that is the end of part 2. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed. If you're new, be sure to follow us on our socials so you can know when everything else is going to be happening. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.